Hello everyone, Paul from High Tech Legion, and the wait is over. AMD has finally launched its new series of cards, even though most of it's a refresh, but they have launched their new series of cards, and we'll be taking a look at one of those made by MSI, and it is the MSI Hawk Edition R9 270X. The Hawk Edition, of course, is a pre-overclocked card, and it has many features that most of us could use and might want on an overclocked card. Let's consider the fans and the heatsink itself. If you see, we've got dual fans, 10 millimeters, which is basically 3-inch fans, or 10 centimeters, which is 100 millimeters actually. We've got a nice heat pipe configuration with a super pipe on this. And we have an extra wide heatsink. As you can see on the back, it's a wider PCB. So this is not your standard PCB for this card. It is an aftermarket PCB. It has a back plate on it. Not only that will take care of reducing some heat on the PCB, but it'll also add some stability for you. And if we take a look up in front, you'll notice that there's a little bit of a different configuration to the card. We'll get in that when we actually take a closer look. But this card itself actually has an 8+2 power supply on it. So basically you're getting an 8-phase on your GPU and 2-phase on your memory for power control. It's got a pre-overclock of 1150 megahertz. That's about 100 megahertz over the base reference board card. So let's go ahead. Let's take a closer look at the card, and then we'll come back and I'll give you my final. All right, everyone. So let's take a closer look, and let's go through kind of a semi-unboxing of the card. As you can see on the box, it does say MSI. It says Hawk on the bottom. You do have a stealth fighter on here. It is OC certified, basically meaning that it comes with a factory overclock. It is certified for that overclock to work at that overclock, and it is covered under your warranty. This is a Radeon R9 270X video card. So basically it has the AMD R9 270X graphics processing unit inside of it. Whatever else is added is by MSI, of course. If we turn it around and look at the back of the box, we just have a few features and some system requirements on there. But what we're definitely going to look at is the inside flap of this box, because I want to talk a little bit about it. And this basically shows you the features on what you're getting with this card. Now, this is an aftermarket card. It is an overclock card. It is also one of MSI's upper models for this specific design. So let's go ahead and we'll start with the twin BIOS. And basically your twin BIOS, you have two settings. You have a BIOS switch that is actually on the card. It's going to allow you to either go from regular mode or to LN2 mode. When you switch it to LN2 mode, of course, liquid nitrogen, if you're an extreme overclocker and you want to play around with that, you're going to get triple overvoltage with that. What the triple overvoltage is going to do is going to allow you to monitor and adjust the voltages for not only your GPU memory, but also the VDD CI. So you will get the enhanced power design with that. Next, we have the military class 4 components. That includes the super ferrite capacitors, the high C caps, and the solid capacitors, which are dark solid capacitors. They are all military class certified for durability and efficiency. And basically, you're going to get extra life out of these because of the quality that they're built on. So you're going to get extra life. Now, I'm going to go ahead and flip up the box and basically kind of show you what the heatsink looks like. This is a new thermal design for the Twin Frozer 4. It's an advanced design, and basically the heatsink itself is a wider heatsink. It also has two fans up on the top of it, which are 10 centimeter fans or 100 millimeter fans. And what this is going to do is, because you have the wider heatsink and you have a wider copper base, and you're also getting the 8 millimeter super pipes on this, you're going to get better heat dissipation when you're actually cranking up the card. So it's going to pull heat away from it better. Now, also, you're going to get the dust removal technology. Basically, what's going to happen with dust removal technology is when you first turn on your system, for the first 30 seconds, the fans are going to actually spin in reverse. By spinning in reverse, what it's going to do is going to blow the dust off of it. So technically, it might be something that you're interested in, since I know my case gets pretty dusty and I hate to have to keep on going in there to clean off my fans on my video card. So those are just some of the extra technologies that this card has, things that I feel that are needed, but maybe with the twin BIOS here, in a sense, if you're not an overclocker, you might not be interested in that. But the other features you should definitely be interested in, because this is going to give you reliability and durability. Not only that, when we look at the actual card, I will show you, it does have a dual form all-in-one heatsink on it, which is basically a back plate and a heatsink over the VRM and the memory to actually cool it a little bit better. So we'll go ahead and take this box out. Now inside of the box, of course, you're going to have your accessories. And your accessories are going to include 2 Molex to PCI-e 6 connectors, 3 voltage checks, these are probes for your multimeter, a DVI to VGA converter, of course your driver disc, which does include MSI Afterburner on it and the drivers, a quick user's guide, and last but not least, an installation guide. So we'll go ahead and put that down, and now we'll take a look at the card itself. As you can see, this is a non-reference design, so of course it does have all the qualities that you're going to need for a non-reference design. We have the 200 centimeter fans. I'm just, getting tired of talking here, but in any case, we have the 200 or 10 centimeter fans, 100 millimeter fans here, twin Frozer design. They spin in reverse for the first 30 seconds to blow off dust. Let's go to the front of the card and actually look at the I/O. As you can see, we have a display port, an HDMI, and 2 DVIs. This is something a little bit different here, because if you're used to looking at a couple of the past versions of ATI cards or ATI version cards, they only had 1 DVI port, a lot of them, and they had extra display ports. Now, I don't know anybody who really uses a display port. So, if you can see the side here, this is the super pipe I was talking about. Super pipe for the heatsink. This is an 8 millimeter super pipe. And basically what this is for is to dissipate heat from the copper base here that's up against your GPU. Right here are your 2 6-pin power connectors, and I will try to get it as close as possible so you could see this. This is actually where the dual BIOS are. You can switch that from regular to, of course, the LN2. Now, if you remember when I was going over the box, I was talking about that all-in-one or dual all-in-one heatsink, basically, and this is your back plate. This is part of it. And when you turn it over this way, let's turn it over this way, you can see it's semi-connected to this piece here. This is actually another plate, another heatsink, which actually goes over the VRM and the memory set in order to dissipate heat a little bit better in that area. So in any case, when we look at this card, we have a lot of advanced features for it. It is factory overclocked, so you're getting a better factory overclock on it. And it has features that are actually usable for the average consumer. So let's go ahead back to the desk. I'll give you my final thoughts on it. See you in a second. So, after taking that closer look at the card, you can see that MSI did put a lot of thought when developing this card for the aftermarket, and it gives a lot of options for the consumer to actually have extras at a minimal price. Of course, there's a $20 premium on this card over and above the reference board card. So you're going to be paying about $219 for this card. The base price on the card, meaning on a reference board, is $199. But what you're actually getting is you're getting better cooling on it, of course. You're getting the power phase control. You're getting military class 4 and a whole bunch of different extras. The only extra that I could see maybe a consumer wouldn't be using is probably the dual BIOS, or the twin BIOS as it's called. And reason being is, if you're a consumer, you're probably not into extreme overclocking with liquid nitrogen, so it's not going to be benefiting you in a sense if you're not into liquid nitrogen. But as per the extra heat sinks, the 2-in-1 heat sink that it has over the VRM and the PCB, this is for stability and extra cooling. You also have the, as I said before, the 10 centimeter fans, 2 of them, twin Frozer 4. You have the super pipe heatsink underneath, which is going to give you a wider base on the heatsink itself, meaning it's a wider base on the heatsink, it's copper base, so it's going to give you better heat dissipation. The card has a lot of great extras to it. We're going to go ahead and give this a gold award. As per an overclock, we were able to get 1205 out of it. Of course, the factory overclock is 1150. We got 55 more megahertz out of this card with an overclock, which did produce better frame rates than what it was at its normal overclock. So, again, gold award. I want to say thank you very much for watching this video. Remember to visit us at hitechlegion.com. That's HITECHLEGION.com. You can find the full review there. Make sure you like us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/HTL Reviews. If you're a Twitterer, you could go ahead and follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/HitechLegion. Hey, make sure you subscribe to this channel. If you like our videos, why not subscribe? Go ahead and share this. It's you, our fans, who are the ones who can get the word out better than we can. So go ahead, click that little button down there. Make sure you like this video, make sure you share it, and please subscribe to our channel. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you the next time. Stay thirsty. Bye-bye.